my beloved child. I am fiercely protective of who I am today. This version of me didn't come without sacrifice. I had to unlearn, release, rebuild, and rise from versions of myself that didn't know peace. If I seem selective with my energy, it's because peace is now my highest priority. Please subscribe to my channel for daily God messages message. I've done the inner work, the kind that no one sees but everyone eventually feels in your presence. I had to grow through pain, sift through my past, and heal generational wounds. That's why I protect myself so strongly now. Not out of ego, but out of deep, hard-earned love for myself. I won't apologize for the peace I've earned. This me has boundaries. This me values alignment over attachment. If something or someone doesn't feel right in my spirit anymore, I lovingly step away. I owe that to the version of me that didn't know how to. Type Amen if you believe in God. The version of me that exists today is a product of relentless self-work. I had to choose myself over and over again, even when it was uncomfortable. So no, I won't tolerate energy that disrupts that. I'm finally living for me. I no longer entertain what disturbs my peace. It's not pride, it's protection. Protection of the emotional clarity, the mental stillness, and the spiritual balance I fought hard to cultivate. If I distance myself, it's because I know how far I've come. I honor the person I am now. It took years of undoing to become her. So if I don't show up for certain people, spaces, or conversations, it's because I now know what drains me, and I choose not to go back there anymore. Type Amen if you believe in God. I love this version of myself too much to let her be sacrificed for people or things that don't serve her. I know my worth now. I know what love, peace, and self-respect feel like, and I guard them with grace and conviction. Growth made me quieter. It made me softer in how I speak to myself and firmer in how I set boundaries with others. I've changed, not to become distant, but to become whole. And now, I protect that wholeness with everything I have. If I seem uninterested, it's not about being too good. It's about knowing what I need to stay sane, healthy, and aligned. I had to climb out of dark spaces to reach this light, and I won't let anything pull me back in. Type Amen if you believe in God. I've changed deeply. I've learned the value of a calm nervous system, of being surrounded by love that doesn't feel heavy. That's why I protect this space I've created inside me. It's my sanctuary, and not everyone gets access anymore. There's a quiet strength in knowing who you are. I used to chase validation. Now I chase peace. So if I'm not where I used to be, it's because that version of me no longer exists. I've evolved, and I stand guard at the door of my spirit. Healing changed me. It showed me how often I abandoned myself for the comfort of others. Never again. I choose me now. And choosing me means not showing up where I don't feel safe, seen, or valued. I respect this season of my life too much to allow chaos back in. The drama, the fake love, the unclear intentions, I've outgrown all of it. My peace has a price now, and I'm no longer giving discounts. I walk differently now. I speak slower, listen more, and move with intention. That's the fruit of inner work. So if I no longer entertain certain people or situations, trust that it's not out of judgment, it's out of alignment. I built this version of me with tears, prayer, therapy, solitude, and fierce resilience. She deserves to be protected. So I no longer apologize for walking away from what doesn't align with my soul. Type Amen if you believe in God. The person I am today is layered with growth, forgiveness, and grace. That's why I'm protective of her. I know what it cost to become her, and I'm no longer available to anyone or anything that threatens that progress. I don't shrink myself anymore. I don't dilute my truth or silence my boundaries. This version of me lives in her authenticity, and that level of honesty requires distance from those who aren't ready for it. Every healed wound taught me something vital. That's why I move differently now. If I don't participate in certain conversations or revisit old dynamics, it's because I've finally learned to choose myself. I've stopped explaining my growth. Some people won't understand your peace because they thrive in chaos. I'm no longer trying to be understood. I'm trying to be free. Type Amen if you believe in God. Who I am today is sacred. I no longer prove my worth, chase approval, or tolerate confusion. I've worked too hard to find this stillness. And now, I'll protect it with boundaries, distance, and unwavering self-respect. I didn't just wake up like this. I grew into her. I had to learn self-respect through heartbreak, self-love through rejection, and peace through isolation. That's why I no longer entertain what doesn't nurture me. My healing journey wasn't linear. It was painful, messy, and beautiful. And through it all, I built this version of me. She is soft but strong, calm but clear, open but guarded. She knows what she deserves, and she's not settling again. There's a gentleness in how I protect my peace now. It's not loud. It's not vengeful. It's simply choosing not to engage. Choosing silence over dram. Distance over dysfunction. Love over fear. The woman I am today no longer begs to be chosen, heard, or loved. She simply aligns herself with what feels right and walks away from what doesn't. That's growth. That's healing. That's power. I'm not bitter. I'm better. Better because I did the inner work. Better because I finally learned how to listen to my intuition. And now that I have, I refuse to go back to ignoring her. My peace cost me versions of myself I thought I couldn't live without. But here I am, alive, whole, and grounded. I owe it to myself to protect this version at all costs. Type Amen if you believe in God. Some people will call it pride, but I call it preservation. I know what it's like to lose myself for others. I won't do that again. This version of me knows her worth and acts like it. I've become deeply intentional. I protect my energy, my time, my mind, and my heart. It's not that I think I'm better than anyone. It's just that I finally know better for myself. If I seem distant, it's because I've found closeness within. If I seem detached, it's because I've let go of unhealthy attachments. I've chosen peace, and peace doesn't always look how people expect it to. I'm not who I used to be, and I'm proud of that. It took deep healing, painful endings, and courageous choices to become this version of me. So I no longer compromise my well-being just to make others comfortable. There's power in the peace I carry now. I had to unlearn chaos and relearn safety. I no longer tolerate energy that feels heavy, unclear, or one-sided. I've worked too hard to feel light and aligned, and I will protect that fiercely. Type Amen if you believe in God. Healing has made me more mindful, more selective, more intentional. I don't show up everywhere anymore, and I don't engage with everyone. It's not ego. It's protection of the grounded, peaceful life I've built. The version of me that stayed quiet, accepted less, and feared being alone no longer exists. This version speaks up, walks away, and protects her space. And I will not apologize for that growth. I gave myself permission to change, to grow out of roles I once clung to detach from stories that no longer served me. That's why I'm so protective now. I'm not willing to abandon myself again. Every boundary I've set is a reflection of my healing. I no longer feel guilty for protecting my time, my heart, and my spirit. I don't owe anyone access to me, especially if their presence costs me my peace. This version of me knows the value of stillness. I no longer chase anything, not love, not approval, not validation. I trust what's meant for me will come in peace, not in pieces. I've come too far to shrink again. I used to make myself small to fit into places I'd outgrown. Now I walk tall in my truth. And if that truth makes others uncomfortable, so be it. Type Amen if you believe in God. Some won't recognize me anymore, and that's okay. I've shed layers, rewritten patterns, and reclaimed my voice. I'm not who I was before, and I refuse to apologize for the evolution. There's a quiet, gentle strength in protecting your peace. I don't argue anymore. I don't explain much. I just remove myself. That's where I am now, rooted, calm, and unwilling to betray myself again. I had to learn the difference between loyalty and self-abandonment. Now, I choose me, not out of selfishness, but out of deep, healing love. That's what this version of me requires. If I've gone silent or distant, trust that it's because I'm honoring what my soul needs. I no longer force connections. I no longer stay out of obligation. I go where I feel peace, and where I can be my full self. The old me would have tolerated things just to keep the peace. The new me understands that true peace sometimes requires walking away, saying no, and letting go. I've created a life that feels good to me, not just looks good to others. And that shift required me to say goodbye to people, habits, and environments that were draining my joy. I don't regret it for a second. You won't find me where I used to be, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually. I've moved on from needing to be understood by people who never tried. I've learned to validate myself. Type Amen if you believe in God. It's not that I think I'm too good. It's that I finally know what I'm worth, and I refuse to settle for energy that doesn't recognize that. This version of me is rooted in self-respect. She no longer needs chaos to feel alive, or attention to feel worthy. She is whole, and that wholeness is non-negotiable now. I had to lose people to find myself. I had to walk alone to hear my own voice. I had to break down to rebuild. That's why I guard this version of me with such care. She was born in fire. Not everyone gets to come with you into your healed era. That was one of the hardest lessons I learned. But the peace on the other side? Worth every painful goodbye. I honor this version of me. She's not perfect, but she's present. She's not loud, but she's real. And that presence, that realness, it's not up for debate or dilution anymore. The love I give myself now is different. It's not conditional. It's not based on performance. It's steady, nourishing, and true. I don't let anything disrupt that love anymore, not even old patterns or familiar faces. I don't chase, not people, not closure, not explanations. I've learned to let go with grace. If it costs my peace, it's 2x. Pensive. And peace is the most valuable thing I have. I trust myself more now. My intuition is clear. My spirit is calm. I no longer second-guess my boundaries. If something feels off, I honor that feeling and act accordingly, no over-explaining necessary. Type Amen if you believe in God. This season is about alignment. About making choices that match my soul, not my trauma. About surrounding myself with energy that feels like sunlight, not survival. That's what I'm protecting now. I'm no longer interested in proving my worth. I've done the work to see it for myself. And when you know your worth deeply, you become very careful about what you allow near it. Sometimes I miss the old me, but then I remember what she tolerated, what she accepted, what she didn't know yet. I honor her, but I'll never go back to being her. Every boundary I set is a declaration. I love myself enough to choose peace. I've outgrown environments that expect me to betray myself, and I'm never shrinking to fit again. Growth looks like walking away even when you still care. Like choosing solitude over disrespect. Like knowing your energy is sacred and not everyone is entitled to it. I carry myself differently now. It's not arrogance, it's healing. It's the result of knowing who I am, what I've survived, and what I'm no longer willing to tolerate. Stay close to people who see your light even when it flickers. The ones who never make you feel like you have to perform for their love or validation. These are the people who lift you when you're tired, speak life into you when you're lost, and sit with you when words don't come. Their presence is not just comforting, it's transformative. Hold them close. There's a rare kind of beauty in people who see your potential before you fully do. People who speak to the future in you, who aren't intimidated by your growth but excited for it. The ones who encourage your becoming, cheer for your healing, and never try to shrink your dreams to make them feel more comfortable. Stay close to them, they're a gift. Type Amen if you believe in God. Stay close to those whose love doesn't shift when your circumstances do. The ones who walk with you in both the mountaintop victories and the deep valley moments. The ones who celebrate your wins like they're their own and sit quietly beside you in silence when life feels heavy. That kind of loyalty is rare, don't take it for granted. You'll know the right people by how your spirit feels around them. If you feel lighter, more hopeful, more seen, stay close. These are the people who add peace to your life, who sharpen your vision, and who leave you better than they found you. They don't need much attention. Their presence says everything. Stay close to the people who don't get tired of reminding you of your worth. The ones who speak your name with love even when you're not there. Who pray for your joy, push you toward your purpose, and show up for you in ways that feel like grace in human form. These are your people. Cherish them. Life is too short to spend it proving yourself to people who refuse to understand you. Stay close to those who just get it, who understand your heart, honor your boundaries, and support your evolution without needing a version of you that no longer exists. The people who matter most are the ones who never make you question your value in their lives. They show up consistently, not perfectly but honestly. They inspire you not by their words, but by how they live. They believe in you not just when it's easy, but when it's hard. Stay close to them. Type Amen if you believe in God. You don't need a crowd. You need a circle, a few souls who are invested in your growth, not threatened by it. People who don't compete with you, but connect with you. People who believe in collaboration, not comparison. Keep them close. That's your alignment. Stay close to people who remind you it's safe to dream, safe to feel deeply, safe to be seen and loved in your rawest form. The ones who don't require a version of you that's always smiling or always strong. Their presence will heal wounds you forgot you had. Find the people who celebrate your uniqueness. The ones who don't want you to dim your light just so they can shine. The ones who speak to your soul with encouragement, who see your potential without fear, and who believe in you without hesitation. Stay close to those rare hearts. When life gets loud, stay close to the quiet ones, the ones whose stillness feels safe, whose encouragement is steady, whose belief in you is unwavering. Their energy won't drain you, it'll restore you. Stay close to people who clap when you win, but also stay when you fall apart. Who don't flinch when life gets messy, and who don't disappear when things aren't convenient. Loyalty is loudest in silence, and support is clearest when no one's watching. The right people won't ask you to shrink. They'll ask you to expand, to explore, to evolve, to express your truth boldly. Stay close to those who encourage your freedom, your creativity, and your capacity to grow without limits. Stay close to those who speak life, not fear, who fuel your fire rather than compete with your flame, who hold up mirrors to your greatness when you can't see it for yourself. Those are your real ones. Protect those relationships at all costs. Type Amen if you believe in God. You deserve to be surrounded by people who love watching you rise, who remind you of your greatness when you've forgotten, who don't belittle your dreams or downplay your progress. Stay close to those who want to see you win, without needing you to lose first. When you find people who can hold space for your joy and your sorrow, for your ambition and your exhaustion, for your dreams and your doubts, keep them. People like that are soul medicine. Stay near. There are people who will love you even when you don't love yourself, who will believe in you when your confidence is shaken, who will carry you emotionally when you're too tired to walk. Find them. Stay close. Be that for them too. Stay close to the ones who push you with kindness, not criticism, who hold you accountable with love, not control, who see the version of you that's still becoming, and believe in that person just as fiercely as they believe in the one you are today. When your world feels heavy, notice who shows up, who checks in, who listens without fixing, who sits with your silence without pressuring you to speak. Stay close to those people, they love without conditions. Stay close to the ones who don't need you to explain your heart, they feel it. Who don't rush your healing, they respect it. Who don't envy your growth, they celebrate it. That kind of connection is soul deep. Life will shift and people will change, but some connections are rooted in something deeper, purpose, soul alignment. Stay close to the ones who reflect that. They were sent to walk this path with you. Not everyone deserves your energy. Save it for the people who pour back into you, who inspire your spirit, who challenge you to grow while making you feel safe in your process. Those are the ones worth everything. Type Amen if you believe in God. Stay close to people who aren't afraid to be real with you, who love you enough to tell you the truth, even when it's hard, who challenge your excuses, not your value. That's real support. That's love with integrity. You know it's right when it doesn't feel like work, when connection flows, when inspiration grows, when belief is mutual and support is natural. Stay close to the ones who feel like ease and elevation. Find people who want to see the light in you and help you turn it on when it starts to fade. The ones who water your soul, speak love into your spirit, and never let you forget what you're made of. Stay near. That's sacred. True support isn't loud or showy. It's consistent. It's quiet belief in your potential, even when you're unsure. Stay close to the ones who don't need an audience to show you love. Stay close to people who inspire you not just with what they say, but with how they live, who walk in integrity, choose kindness, and lift others as they rise. They lead by example, and your spirit will thank you for staying near them. Keep the people who remember your heart, not just your habits, who see past your flaws and into your soul, who care more about your growth than your perfection. That kind of love is healing. Type Amen if you believe in God. Stay near the ones who believe your presence is a blessing, not a burden, who never make you feel like you have to earn their support, who walk with you, not ahead of you, not behind you, but beside you. This is not just coincidence, this is alignment. You've been sowing seeds in silence, doing the inner work, staying faithful through the uncertainty. This week, the universe is aligning something powerful in your favor. A door you thought was closed will open, and you'll realize it was always meant for you. Be open. Be expectant. The miracle is already on its way. Your energy is shifting. What felt like delays were actually divine pauses, preparing you for the moment that's arriving now. This is the week something clicks, something lifts, Something shifts. Be ready. What you've been manifesting is closer than you think. Watch how quickly life can change when your spirit is aligned with trust. This is your confirmation that something extraordinary is unfolding, even if you can't see it yet. A breakthrough is taking shape behind the scenes. What you've been waiting for, praying for, visualizing, it's taking form. This week is a turning point. Don't resist the change. Welcome it. You're stepping into answered prayers. Sometimes the shift doesn't come loudly, it arrives in stillness. This week, watch for subtle signs and divine nudges. The miracle you're waiting for won't force itself into your life. It will flow into the space you've been clearing for it. Be calm, be present, and be open to receive. What's coming carries peace. Type Amen if you believe in God. The universe has been working in your favor all along. This is the week something aligns that once felt impossible. You may not know the details, but trust the momentum. A long-awaited manifestation is coming to life. Open your hands, soften your heart, and receive without resistance. This is your time. This is your energetic green light. You've passed the unseen tests, grown through the silent battles, and stayed committed to your healing. Now the reward is on its way. This week holds a miracle, a divine surprise, a shift that confirms everything you've believed for. Be still, be grateful, and be ready. Don't underestimate the power of quiet expectancy. This week will remind you that miracles don't always arrive with fireworks. Sometimes they show up as clarity, opportunity, or sudden peace. What's meant for you is not being delayed, it's being perfected. Stay aligned. You're ready to receive. Type Amen if you believe in God. This is the week you remember that your energy has been calling in blessings long before you could see them. What felt stagnant will move. What felt heavy will lighten. You'll witness something beautiful unfold, not by force, but by alignment. This miracle has your name on it. Life is about to surprise you. That thing you've been envisioning, it's finding its way to you now. The right connection, the unexpected email, the offer you didn't think would come, it's all part of a divine orchestration. Be ready. You've done your part. Now let the universe do the rest. This is the moment before it all makes sense. You've been walking by faith, not always seeing the results, but this week the shift is tangible. Something will come into your experience that confirms your intuition was right. Stay in your energy. Your breakthrough is blooming. Get ready for the universe to show you what alignment looks like. The doors that were stuck will open with ease. The clarity you've been craving will arrive without effort. This week brings a long-awaited turning point. Receive it with gratitude. You're already in the frequency of your miracle. Type Amen if you believe in God. This week, something that once felt distant will suddenly feel possible. The miracle you've been waiting for has been waiting for you too, for your growth, your readiness, your willingness to believe. Now that you're ready, so is it. Stay in receiving mode. There is a blessing with your name on it, already in motion. The universe didn't forget about you. That thing you've been quietly hoping for, holding space for, praying over, this is the week it begins to take form. Stay soft. Stay faithful. Something beautiful is coming. Your patience is about to pay off. This week, the energy shifts in your favor, not because you pushed, but because you aligned. You've been in a season of preparation, and now comes the reward. Expect the unexpected. Life is about to remind you that miracles are real. This is the week you realize why it didn't work out before, because what's coming is better. What you're manifesting is greater than what you lost. Get ready for alignment that feels peaceful, effortless, and long overdue. This is the divine payoff for your persistence. Type Amen if you believe in God. You're not imagining it. Something is shifting. The pressure you felt is turning into purpose. A breakthrough is forming where it once felt like a breakdown. This week, clarity will arrive. The right person, idea, or moment will come. Stay in flow. It's already yours. A miracle doesn't have to be dramatic to be life-changing. Sometimes it's one email, one message, one moment that changes everything. Stay open. This week holds one of those moments, quiet, powerful, divine. Don't miss it because you're looking for fireworks. Your soul has been calling in something specific, and this week, it begins to respond. Whether through a divine encounter, a shift in perspective, or a tangible opportunity, you'll feel it. The yes your heart's been waiting for. Stay alert and available. You're receiving now. Type Amen if you believe in God. Something will align so perfectly this week, you'll know it wasn't random. The timing, the message, the opportunity, it will feel like the universe wrote it just for you. Trust what flows easily. That's your miracle in motion. This week, your manifestations meet momentum. All the visualizing, affirming, healing, it hasn't been for nothing. The universe has been listening. Be ready to walk through a door that once felt locked. This is your finally moment. There's a sacred kind of peace that comes when you realize it's your turn. That's the energy of this week. You've waited, watched others win, held your faith, and now it's time. The miracle you thought passed you by is circling back. This time it's yours. You're not being tested anymore. You're being prepared to receive. This week marks a shift from struggle into alignment. What once drained you will exit. What once felt impossible will unfold with grace. Get ready, something is landing soon. Watch for something unexpected. A blessing that makes you pause and smile, a moment that feels like alignment, a yes where you thought you'd hear no. This week is full of divine reversals and quiet miracles. Be still and stay expectant. Type amen if you believe in God. Sometimes the biggest miracles come disguised as ordinary moments. Be mindful this week. The breakthrough you've been calling in may arrive through a conversation, a message, a small decision. Don't overlook the divine just because it's quiet. This is your week to receive with ease. You don't have to fight for it, beg for it, or chase it. What's meant for you is drawn to your energy. Keep your heart open, your spirit lifted, and your mind aligned. Your manifestation is near. Everything you've been envisioning is making its way into form. Your inner work wasn't in vain. This week, the universe reveals proof that it's all been unfolding perfectly. Don't worry about how, stay focused on why. Your miracle is meaningful. This week is a turning point. You're about to see why you had to wait. Why things didn't go the way you planned. Because what's coming is going to feel so right, you'll understand it was worth every moment of uncertainty. Let go of the timeline. This week brings a blessing that arrives not on your schedule, but on divine timing. And that timing will be perfect. Let yourself receive without needing to control it. What's arriving knows exactly when and how to find you. You are walking into a season of undeniable evidence. This week, something shifts so clearly in your favor, even your doubts will have to surrender. You'll know it wasn't luck, it was alignment. Stay ready. Stay open. You are entering a week where things begin to fall into place without resistance. What felt delayed is finding divine motion. Don't chase it, align with it. Your heart has been speaking to the universe in whispers of hope, and now the universe is answering, not with noise, but with a clear, undeniable miracle. Type amen if you believe in God this week. You'll witness evidence of all the unseen work you've done, emotionally, spiritually, energetically. What you've been preparing for is stepping forward to meet you. You don't have to earn it. You've already done enough. Just remain open, grounded, and grateful. The door is opening. There is something forming for you right now that's bigger than your current understanding. Something sacred, something beautiful, something that will make you stop and say, "It was all worth it." Let this week be the one where you stop doubting and start receiving, fully and freely. This is not the week to second-guess your worth. This is the week to stand tall in your power, hold the vision close, and let the blessing find you. You are magnetic to miracles when you trust the timing and stay in the frequency of faith. Something is coming, not by accident, but by alignment. A breakthrough is coming that's been delayed only because it needed the right moment. That moment is approaching now. Don't give up right before it arrives. You've been strong, patient, and intentional. This is the reward, the blessing with your name on it. Your prayers, your energy, your healing, they've all created a space for something incredible to arrive. This week, something shifts that reminds you why the wait was necessary. You'll see that the delay wasn't denial, but divine design. And now you're ready for it. Type amen if you believe in God. This week may begin quietly, but stay grounded, because something loud is coming in spirit. A miracle disguised as a simple moment. A connection that changes everything. An answer that brings peace. The universe moves subtly at first, then all at once. The clarity you've been praying for is coming. The opportunity you've been preparing for is forming. The love you've been waiting on is aligning. This week, don't doubt the little things, because sometimes the most sacred miracles start with a whisper. You've been carrying hope in silence, nurturing dreams others don't even know about. This week, something is born from that hope. Something beautiful, undeniable, and meant just for you. Keep your heart soft and your spirit open. It's closer than ever. Trust that what's meant for you is not only coming, it's already moving in your direction. Let go of the pressure to know exactly how it will unfold. Just know that it will. This week, something arrives to confirm what your soul already sensed. The miracle is on its way. Type amen if you believe in God. You've been manifesting from a deep place, one of trust, resilience, and unwavering belief. That energy has not gone unnoticed. This week brings a shift, a confirmation, a quiet yes from the universe that says, "You're aligned now. Receive what's yours." You may not see it coming, but that's how miracles work. They arrive when you least expect them and change everything in the most beautiful way. This week, a new chapter begins, and it will unfold with ease because you're no longer forcing, you're flowing. Every ounce of faith you've poured into the unknown is about to be returned in abundance. This week, something clicks. A connection, a sign, a moment. It brings with it the clarity and confidence you've been waiting for. Get ready. It's happening. This week, allow yourself to believe that it gets better from here. That good news can find you. That the thing you thought you lost might be replaced by something better. Miracles don't live in logic, they live in surrender. And you're finally ready to surrender fully. There is magic in the way things are aligning for you right now, even if you can't see it clearly. This week will reveal part of the bigger picture. One conversation, one encounter, one unexpected yes can open doors you didn't know existed. Be open. This week is about unexpected blessings, unseen help, quiet shifts. Things are moving for you, behind the scenes, beyond your awareness. Keep your vibration high, your heart grateful, and your soul focused. The shift is already in motion. You've held on to hope even when everything told you not to. That faith is about to be rewarded. This week, you'll feel it, a soft unraveling of resistance, a sweet arrival of something you've been calling in. Don't be surprised when it shows up faster than expected. There's a miracle being woven into your reality right now. The universe is rearranging things in your favor. What seemed like rejection will soon look like redirection. This week, clarity and purpose arrive. Stay open to the signs, they're everywhere. Type Amen if you believe in God. This is the week you realize you weren't waiting in vain. The energy has shifted. The path has cleared. And the blessing has your name on it. What you once had to chase is now being sent to you with ease. No more striving, just receiving. Sometimes it takes time for everything to align. But this week, things start to feel right. The heaviness lifts. The confusion fades. And what you've been manifesting starts making its way into the physical. Your inner shift created this. Now enjoy what follows. You're entering a flow state. What once felt blocked will begin to move. The right opportunities, resources, and people will show up exactly when you need them. Trust in that flow. This week is where it begins. Something you almost gave up on is coming back, stronger, clearer, and more aligned. The delay wasn't punishment, it was preparation. This week proves that what's meant for you cannot miss you, and it always arrives in divine time. This week, allow things to unfold without control. Let go of the urge to force outcomes, and instead open yourself to receive. The universe has a way of delivering what we need when we release what we think it should look like. Miracles arrive in surrender. You've shifted timelines. Your vibration is different. This week brings the kind of blessing that meets you at your new frequency. Be mindful of your thoughts, your energy, your choices. You're attracting faster now, and what's coming is powerful. Type Amen if you believe in God. This week, the universe is going to show you why you had to wait, why you had to grow, and why certain things didn't happen sooner. Because what's arriving is better than you imagined. It's a soul level yes. Get ready. You've waited long enough. You've learned enough. You've healed enough. This week, something begins to manifest not because you worked harder, but because you finally aligned with the truth that you are worthy of receiving with ease. Your energy is clear, your heart is open, and your spirit is ready. That's why this week will feel different. You're no longer resisting your good, you're welcoming it. Expect divine timing, right place, right time moments, and blessings that find you naturally. Be on the lookout for unexpected alignment. What feels like coincidence is really guidance. This week, you'll see just how powerfully the universe has been listening and responding to every one of your intentions. The blessing may not arrive how you expected it, but it will arrive exactly how you need it. This week, release the how and embrace the wow. Something powerful is in motion. All you have to do is receive it. Type Amen if you believe in God. There's something sacred about reaching the stage where your lessons turn into wisdom. The first half of your life teaches you through trials, heartache, and uncertainty. But the second half? That's where the magic begins. That's where you begin using what you've learned to shape the life you were always meant to live, with purpose, clarity, and deep intentionality. The beauty of life after 40 is that you no longer chase what doesn't fulfill you. You've made mistakes. You've learned hard truths. You've lost and rebuilt. Now it's time to live from that growth. Not to prove anything, but to honor everything that brought you here. This season is about creation, not correction. The early years teach you who you're not, through heartbreak, misalignment, and searching. But midlife brings a gift, the ability to choose who you are with confidence. The next chapter is about honoring that choice. Living out loud. Walking in alignment. No more surviving, now it's time to thrive. You spent years learning how to belong, how to please, how to fit in. But now, the only thing worth fitting into is your purpose. The second act of your life is not about chasing validation. It's about building legacy. With presence. With truth. With freedom. Type Amen if you believe in God. In your younger years, it was about survival. Learning what hurt, what helped, what mattered. But now you get to ask, what do I want to leave behind? How do I want to feel? What do I want to build? Life after 40 is less about chasing and more about choosing. Everything you've lived through has taught you something, even the moments that felt like failure. Now, your power lies in applying those lessons, using what once broke you to now build something solid. This chapter of life is about intentional living, not rushed living. Your youth gave you curiosity, ambition, and fire. But now you carry something even more powerful, wisdom. You've seen enough to know what matters. The next season is about living for those values unapologetically. It's about meaningful energy and aligned effort. You don't have to have it all figured out, not even now. But what you do have is perspective. And that perspective will be the compass that helps you build a life not from pressure, but from peace. That's what your next decades are for. Your first 40 years were like the foundation of a house. Now you get to design the rooms, open the windows, let the light in. Every lesson becomes a brick, every healed part becomes a beam. You're finally building a home inside yourself, not just a life outside yourself. Type Amen if you believe in God. There's a grace that enters your life once you stop needing approval. After 40, something shifts. You realize time is sacred, energy is currency, and peace is power. And with that awareness comes the ability to make decisions that honor your truth, not your past. In your earlier years, you were taught to achieve. But now you understand that fulfillment is greater than success. You're not here to impress anymore, you're here to express. The next part of life is about creation, from soul, not ego. You've paid the cost of growth. You've lost things, let go of people, made painful choices. Now it's time for return on investment. The second act is where wisdom becomes action, boundaries become freedom, and your life becomes a reflection of everything you've earned internally. Every decade gives you a clearer lens. The fog of people-pleasing, fear, and proving begins to lift. And now you see, you were never lost, just gathering pieces. This is the season of assembling those pieces and becoming whole. After 40, your vision sharpens, not just outward but inward. You see the patterns, the cycles, the truths you ignored, and now you have the power to break what doesn't serve you and to build what does. With clarity, with courage, with conviction. The second half of your life is not a decline, it's a return to what matters, to self, to peace, to purpose. It's when the noise of the world finally quiets and your own voice gets louder. Let that voice lead. Your 20s were for experimenting. Your 30s were for establishing. Your 40s and beyond? They're for aligning. For asking, what do I really want? Who am I without expectations? And then walking boldly in that direction, with no apologies. Type Amen if you believe in God. You're no longer interested in shallow success. You want depth, meaning, presence. After 40, you realize the most valuable currency is time. And the greatest legacy is a life lived in truth. Now is your time to embody that. Midlife isn't a crisis, it's a doorway. One that leads you into authenticity, wisdom, and freedom. The first part of your life was about gathering. Now it's about refining. You're not starting over, you're starting true. The urgency to prove yourself fades, and in its place comes purpose. You've spent years becoming. Now you can focus on being. Being aligned. Being intentional. Being joyful. The next chapter is less about doing it all, and more about doing what matters. Your healing wasn't for nothing. Every breakdown became a breakthrough. Every ending shaped you. The second half of life is where those lessons rise to the surface, guiding you into deeper joy, stronger boundaries, and unapologetic clarity. This is the era of peace over pressure, of alignment over ambition. The earlier years gave you movement. Now comes meaning. The goal is no longer just to succeed, but to enjoy, to love, to feel, fully and freely. After years of seeking, chasing, striving, you come home to yourself. That's the power of entering the next chapter. The noise fades, and your soul gets louder. Now is the time to build a life based on your inner compass, not outer applause. Type Amen if you believe in God. You don't need to start over. You need to start with what you now know. All the mistakes, all the wisdom, all the losses, they weren't wasted. They were your foundation. And now you get to rise. You're not behind, you're becoming. And every year that passes refines your voice, your vision, your values. Let the second act of your life be your most honest, most grounded, most liberated version yet. This isn't the time to shrink, it's the time to step in. To take up space. To use your voice, your gifts, your story, not to survive, but to serve, to lead, to love more intentionally. Let this be the decade of wholeness. The beauty of wisdom is that it brings simplicity. You no longer need every answer. You trust the unfolding. The next phase of life is about releasing what no longer aligns and building only what brings clarity, peace, and meaning. You've outgrown the version of you who needed everyone's approval. Now your life is about impact, not impression. About soul, not surface. Let that guide your decisions, your relationships, your legacy. You no longer crave chaos, you crave calm. After years of learning the hard way, you realize peace is the true power. That's what this next phase of life is for, choosing softness, strength, and alignment over noise. Now is not the end, it's the beginning of the most honest part of your life. No more pretending, no more performing, just pure alignment, clear intentions, deep purpose. Let this be the season of becoming who you were always meant to be. Type Amen if you believe in God. This season of life is about intentionality. You've walked through storms, made mistakes, carried grief, and still, you rose. Now is your time to stop surviving and start creating. Let what you've learned become your compass. Let peace be the foundation. You're not beginning again, you're beginning aligned. After years of proving, pleasing, and pushing, you've earned the right to slow down and live with direction. This next phase isn't about striving, it's about choosing. Choosing joy, choosing purpose, choosing a version of yourself that doesn't need validation, only alignment. Type Amen if you believe in God. Your younger self was brave to keep going through all the unknowns. But now, you have more than bravery, you have clarity. You've learned what drains you and what fills you. That's your roadmap. This is the time to protect your energy and pour into what truly matters. The beauty of growing older is not in what you've gained, but in what you've let go of, the need to prove, to hustle, to become someone for others. Now you live for truth. You build for legacy. You move with love and walk in power. This chapter is not about reaction, it's about intention. You've collected years of insight, perspective, and hard-won truths. Now it's time to apply them with grace. No more ignoring red flags. No more abandoning yourself. It's time to live like you know your worth. Type Amen if you believe in God. You've spent decades shaping yourself in response to a world that often didn't see you fully. But now, you choose your shape. Your life no longer bends to others' expectations. It expands based on your truth. Your next years will be the most liberated yet. After all the pain, the questions, the wandering, now you begin to arrive, to return to yourself. This is the season where clarity becomes action, where confidence becomes lifestyle, where you stop chasing and start building from a deeper knowing. You are not late. You are right on time for this version of yourself. This is the moment where you take the lead in your own life, using your voice with power, your time with intention, and your story with purpose. The journey prepared you for this. There's a reason midlife often feels like a rebirth. You're not the same. Your values shifted. Your vision sharpened. You've seen what chaos costs and how peace heals. Now you lead with purpose, not pressure. You don't have to rush anymore, only rise. The lessons don't stop, but now you see them differently. You no longer crumble under the weight of hardship. You extract meaning from it. This chapter is about integration. Living in a way that honors everything you've overcome. Every scar now becomes strategy. In this season, you seek more than goals. You seek depth. You don't care to be impressive. You care to be intentional. You don't need a full calendar. You want a full heart. You're no longer chasing life, you're crafting it. Type Amen if you believe in God. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every detour taught you something valuable. You've gathered tools. Now it's time to build. The life ahead of you will be shaped not by perfection, but by wisdom. You finally know what you're doing, and more importantly, why. The first half of your life taught you who you were not. The second half is for becoming who you truly are. No more masks. No more roles. No more performing. You're writing the script now, and it sounds like truth. You no longer seek the spotlight, you seek alignment. You want your daily life to feel like home. No more chasing someone else's version of success. This time, success looks like joy, rest, peace, and purpose. You're defining everything differently and beautifully. What a gift it is to finally know what matters. To no longer waste time on shallow goals or empty conversations. To see through performance and walk toward purpose. This is your time to create a life so honest, so rooted, that it nourishes not just you, but others too. You've evolved past the need to constantly be doing. Now, you value being. Stillness. Meaning. Quality over quantity. The second half of life is about choosing differently. Slower. Smarter. With a heart that has already healed from what once felt like an ending. It's never too late to begin again, and this time from a deeper place. A place of wisdom. This next phase isn't about chasing who you could be. It's about becoming who you already are, now that you've remembered what you truly want. You're no longer moved by urgency. You are moved by intention. You've seen what chaos builds, now you want what peace builds. This time around, it's not about more. It's about right. The right path, the right pace, the right energy. Type Amen if you believe in God. Your 20s were for becoming. Your 30s were for building. Now your life is asking you to deepen, to refine what's working, to release what's not. The work now isn't louder, it's wiser. You're no longer figuring it out. You're living it. You've entered the chapter where protecting your peace is a daily decision, where honoring your needs isn't selfish, it's sacred, where energy is precious and time is a gift. This season is all about discernment, about alignment, about true presence. Now that you've learned who drains you, who fuels you, and what inspires you, you can begin to shape a life that feeds your soul daily. You no longer settle. Not for love, for energy, for direction. You're crafting something intentional, and it shows. Gone are the days of proving your worth. You now live from knowing it. And that changes everything. How you work, who you love, what you tolerate. This is what maturity brings, power rooted in peace. Type Amen if you believe in God. At this stage, you're not afraid of starting over. You're afraid of staying stuck. You're not afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of wasting time. The years ahead are about living in alignment with courage, clarity, and no more compromises. You've walked through fire and didn't lose your soul. You've fallen apart and rebuilt. Now you're here, more honest, more aware, more powerful. The next chapter of your life is for using what you've learned, not hiding it. This is your time. Your greatest success now looks like authenticity. Your deepest goal is peace. You've outgrown noise, outgrown drama, outgrown overextending yourself. You finally see, the life you want isn't loud, it's true. And now it's possible. This is the point where the pain stops being the story and becomes the fuel. You've done the healing. You've faced the shadow. Now you get to lead with light. With clarity, with maturity that speaks for itself. This is your redemption arc. Type Amen if you believe in God. At this point in your life, the only thing you're rushing toward is joy. If it doesn't align with your values, your purpose, your energy, it doesn't belong. The next season is about sacred boundaries and soulful building. The time for constant explaining is over. You don't owe anyone your peace, your plan, or your progress. What you're building now is personal, sacred, intentional. And it doesn't need to be loud to be real. You've learned the cost of ignoring your intuition, and now you honor it. This is a life lived on your terms, built from healing, fueled by clarity, designed with intention. You're not becoming someone new, you're finally being you. Type Amen if you believe in God.